Argentina's decision to join the BRICS bloc marks a seismic shift in global politics. For decades, Argentina has balanced its ties with the West, especially the US. But this move signals a desire for new alliances. By joining BRICS, Argentina is seeking alternatives to the traditional financial systems dominated by the US and IMF. This is a strategic hedge, diversifying partnerships while the old order is in flux. The timing is crucial as global uncertainty grows and developing nations seek a stronger voice. Argentina's entry into BRICS is a bold statement. The world is moving toward a more multipolar, competitive, and unpredictable future. This isn't just about Argentina. It's a glimpse into the evolving landscape of international relations. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, began as an investment term, coined by economists to describe the world's most promising emerging markets. Over time, it evolved into a powerful economic and political coalition, with member countries working together to challenge the dominance of traditional Western powers. Unlike NATO, BRICS isn't a military alliance. Instead, it's focused on economic cooperation, development, and amplifying the voices of developing nations on the world stage. Together, these countries represent over 40% of the world's population and a rapidly growing share of global GDP, making them a major force in shaping the future of the global economy. The new development bank, created by BRICS, offers funding for infrastructure and development projects, providing alternatives to Western-led institutions and allowing countries to pursue growth on their own terms. In 2023, BRICS expanded its reach, inviting Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE to join, dramatically increasing its influence and global footprint. The expanded BRICS Plus now forms a formidable bloc from the global south, uniting diverse economies and cultures under a shared vision for a multipolar world. For Argentina, joining means access to new markets, increased investment opportunities, and a platform to help shape a more balanced and inclusive world order. It's a strategic leap into a club that's actively redefining global power dynamics and offering new possibilities for emerging nations. Argentina's relationship with the US has always been a dance of cooperation and tension. The US has long influenced Argentina's politics and economy, especially through the IMF and dollar-based policies. Many Argentines blame US-backed reforms for past economic crises and unpopular austerity measures. While there have been periods of close partnership, there's also deep-seated mistrust. Argentina's pivot to BRICS isn't about rejecting the US. It's about seeking more options and rebalancing a historically one-sided relationship. The move reflects a desire for independence from cycles of debt and crisis tied to the Western financial system. It's a calculated step toward forging a more autonomous path in the 21st century. The US-Argentina dynamic is changing, and BRICS is at the heart of that transformation. Argentina's decision to join BRICS marks a significant strategic realignment in its foreign policy. But it's important to note that this is not a complete break from the West. Instead, Argentina is carefully recalibrating its global relationships, seeking to balance old partnerships with new opportunities. The country is opening new doors in Beijing, New Delhi, and Moscow, while keeping old ones ajar with Washington and Brussels. This approach allows Argentina to diversify its alliances and maximize its diplomatic leverage on the world stage. China is already Argentina's second-largest trading partner and a key investor in infrastructure, from railways to energy projects. These investments are transforming Argentina's economy and deepening its integration with Asia. BRICS offers Argentina a chance to deepen ties with China, India, and Brazil, expanding markets for its vital agricultural exports like soybeans and corn, and opening new avenues for trade and cooperation. The move is also about reducing reliance on the US dollar. Argentina has started using the yuan for some imports, a step toward de-dollarization that could help stabilize its economy and give it more financial independence. This sends a clear message to the world. US influence in Latin America is no longer absolute, and countries in the region are seeking greater autonomy in their international affairs. Argentina's pivot could inspire others in the region to diversify their alliances, encouraging a broader shift toward multipolarity in South America. The era of US dominance in the Americas is fading, replaced by a more complex and dynamic diplomatic landscape where multiple powers compete for influence. Argentina's shift is a sign of a new global reality, one where alliances are fluid and nations are increasingly charting their own independent paths. BRICS membership could transform Argentina's economy, opening doors to new opportunities and challenges on the global stage. Preferential access to massive BRICS Plus markets could boost exports of beef, wine, and soybeans, giving Argentine producers a much larger customer base. This surge in exports could create thousands of jobs, stimulate rural economies, and bring in much-needed foreign currency to stabilize the nation's finances. The bloc's push for local currency trade could help Argentina reduce its dependence on the dollar, easing pressure on its reserves and making international transactions more flexible. Access to the new development bank offers an alternative to IMF loans, potentially with fewer strings attached and more favorable terms for development projects. Investment from China, India, and the Gulf states could diversify Argentina's economy, bringing in new technology, infrastructure, and reducing reliance on Western capital. However, deeper ties with China and Russia bring risks, new dependencies, shifting alliances, and the possibility of political influence from these powerful partners. This could also lead to potential friction with the West, straining long-standing diplomatic and economic relationships. There are also concerns about transparency, governance, and whether new investments will meet international standards. Argentina's leaders must carefully balance the promise of new opportunities with the dangers of over-reliance on new partners, making strategic decisions for the nation's future. The economic stakes are high, and the path forward is anything but simple, with every choice carrying significant consequences. BRICS could be a lifeline for Argentina's struggling economy, or it could introduce a new set of challenges that must be managed with care. Ultimately, the outcome will depend on Argentina's ability to navigate this new and complex landscape, making choices that secure long-term prosperity. Argentina's BRICS entry is a bold move on the global chessboard. It's a bet on a multipolar world, where power is shared among several centers, not just the US. For the Global South, this promises a more equitable international system. Argentina is challenging 2 centuries of US dominance in Latin America, signaling a new era of autonomy. The expanded BRICS bloc now includes major energy producers and consumers, giving it unprecedented leverage over global markets. But BRICS isn't monolithic. Internal rivalries and differing interests will test Argentina's diplomacy. Closer ties with Russia and Iran could strain relations with the West. Argentina must balance the benefits of its new alliances with the risks of alienating old partners. The stakes are high, and the world is watching. This is geopolitical chess at its most complex. Argentina's BRICS move has sparked fierce debate at home and abroad. Supporters see it as a path to independence, economic growth, and a stronger global voice. They hope for new markets, infrastructure investment, and a break from Western-imposed austerity. Critics fear alienating the US and Europe, risking investment and democratic values. Internationally, the West views Argentina's pivot with concern, seeing it as a win for China in the global rivalry. There are worries about security, intellectual property, and the erosion of the rules-based order. The decision is divisive, reflecting deep questions about Argentina's identity and future. The world is watching to see if this gamble pays off. For ordinary Argentines, BRICS is more than geopolitics. It's about daily life. Many hope for economic relief jobs, stable prices, and investment in infrastructure. There's a strong desire for sovereignty, to break free from decades of foreign-imposed policies. Joining BRICS is seen by some as reclaiming control and national pride. But skepticism runs deep. Many fear swapping one dependency for another and worry about transparency, corruption, and democratic backsliding. The debate reflects a core question: should Argentina align with the West or the global South? The BRICS decision has brought this national identity crisis to the forefront. The future hinges on whether BRICS delivers on its promises or repeats old mistakes. Argentina's BRICS entry is a symbol of the new multipolar world. The era of uncontested U.S. dominance is ending, replaced by a more complex, competitive global order. BRICS Plus is both a challenge to the old system and a sign of rising powers demanding a greater voice. Countries like Argentina will navigate this new world by making pragmatic, interest-based choices. The future of global institutions is uncertain. Will they adapt, or will new structures take their place? Argentina's move is a bet on change and a more balanced world order. Risks and uncertainties abound, but so do opportunities for a more representative system. The world of 2025 is not the world of 1995, and Argentina is helping to write the next chapter.